What is going on, everybody? My name is Christian Robert. On this channel, we talk stocks, personal finance, and wealth building. And today I am doing a quick Robinhood and M1 Finance weekly update for you guys. Sorry I am getting this one out to you so late. It is currently Monday around 5:30 p.m. So we are going to include last week and today, obviously. But always, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like the video, and let's jump into this one. So we are going to start with my M1 finance portfolio. It's currently sitting at $776. Our all-time return is sitting at 14.49% or $47, and our all-time dividends are sitting at $5.70. In the last week, we are down $5 or 0.6%. We brought in 58 cents in dividends. Let's check the last month, actually. Last month, we're up 32 bucks, 265. So the dividends are starting to come in now. I haven't done any changes in this. The only thing I changed, I believe, is I lowered Facebook, the allocation, to 2%. It was at 5%. So I'm not really worried about getting more money into Facebook. I'm holding it for now. I'm not quite sure what I'll do in the long term, but I want the money that I deposit going into these other holdings. So you can see in Tesla, I have roughly $149. Aggressive dividends is the biggest one at $288. This is what I increased it when I bumped Facebook's down. So this will be 38% of the portfolio. And yeah, banks, lazy retirement, nothing changed. Costco. If we look at the activity, you can see that I'm depositing $10 Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it goes out and buys very small amounts of all of the stocks that are underweight. So like 4 cents in Visa, 3 cents in Bank of Montreal. So, it might look a little silly that I'm only buying 3 cents worth of a stock, but this is what is so important to a lot of new investors. It's not about how much you're investing. It's about how consistent you are investing. And that's really what I think people need to instill into their brains that are new to investing. So, it might look like a very insignificant amount, but if you're consistently adding that 3 cents to Bank of Montreal or Visa 3 days a week for a long period of time, you're eventually going to have a few shares, and then those shares are paying you out dividends, and you reinvest the dividends, and it just builds and builds and builds. So it doesn't matter how much you're investing, just keep being consistent. Next, we'll jump into my Robinhood. Today we're up $3, so nothing much, very flat. In the last week, we're up 1.28%. In the last month, we're up 9.6%, and that is largely due to Tesla. Tesla, we're sitting at a cost of $255.70. We're down just under 1% today, but in the last week, we are up 2.6%, and in the last month, we are up just shy of 15%. I am now only down 5.51%. I believe I was down as much as like 25 to 30%, maybe a little less when we had that really low point when it was in the 170s. So yeah, I believe off the top of my head, I think I was down well over 20%, 25% or so. So it's cool to almost be to break even on this one. And then I have NVIDIA. Everything's pretty much up a little bit since last week. The only changes I wanted to inform you are I added a few stocks, and once I find them. So I added Stag. This is a monthly paying real estate stock. I've been wanting to add this one for quite some time, and I think this is actually in the M1 Finance portfolio in the aggressive dividends pie, but I want to own this one outright, separately. So I bought one share $30.40. Obviously, it's gone down since I bought it a little bit, but that's fine. This is one that I will slowly build up over time. And then the next, we have NRZ. Now, NRZ, if you follow my channel, then you know that I already own this in my TD Ameritrade, my main portfolio. And I am not going to add to that in my main portfolio, but I'm going to add it here. So I bought a second share at $15. No, that's my average cost is $15.15. I now have 2 shares. And, I think this is really undervalued at this point. Yes, it has a high dividend, but I still think it's at a very attractive buying point. So, I added to it, and we will see what happens. And then there's 2 more. I added to VNQI. Now, this is another real estate stock, but it is a ETF, and it has only exposure in international real estate. And this is something that I've been wanting to add in my portfolio for a very long time. I know I typically try to stay away from ETFs, but I don't know anything about individual international companies in the real estate market. So this is really good exposure if you want international, real estate. And I really like this ETF. So I'm going to really try to average down with all the China and USA tariffs and tension. I don't know what to expect in the short term with this, but this is something that I will be holding for a very, very long time, so I'm not too worried about it. My plan with this one is that every time it drops 50 cents, I will buy. So you can see I bought at $60 even. It's currently at $59.50, so I will try to buy another share at this price, and then if it dips to $59, I'll add another, etc., etc. But this is one I would ideally would like to make this a very large holding over time. To put in perspective, my largest real estate stock is O Realty Income. I have just shy of $10,000 worth of money in that. And I would have no problem having the same amount of money in this as well. So to put that into a little context when I say a large holding of mine. And then finally, another one you might have noticed in my TD Ameritrade portfolio, and that is GEO Group. This stock has just been going down like crazy. It's down 9.38% in the last week, 22% down on the last month. And it has a crazy dividend. I bought 1 share today at $16.65, and that gives me roughly an 11% dividend. I'm not going to add to this in my TD Ameritrade either because it is somewhat of it's a riskier position. So I have a very small position in my TD Ameritrade in both this and new residential, and so I want to keep it that way. As much as I like a stock, I need to think, logistically or in long term. And so I will just start a small position in this portfolio. So I plan on getting up to 10 shares if it stays under $17. But, once I get to 10 or 20 shares, I'll probably call it quits on this one. Keep in mind, eventually Robinhood and TD Ameritrade will become one large portfolio. I'm just building this one up separately so that, you guys can watch me grow a smaller account. But those are all the changes to the account. I'd really like to get that 10th share of Activision since it's down under my cost basis. I have an average cost of $46.50, so we're sitting almost $1 shy of that at $45.57. I'd like that 10th share, and I mentioned that I will be good with 10 shares on that one, as well as Skyworks, but it's up a lot right now. And yeah, that's all I really have for you guys this week. I just wanted to update you guys on these accounts. As always, make sure you comment down what you think, subscribe, and like if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next one.